The United States is weighing new military options against Iran. President Donald Trump says he hopes force will not be necessary, and Iran refuses meeting plans with the United States. From warships in the region to behind-the-scenes diplomacy, our next report decodes what are the military options the United States is weighing on.
A theater of war is taking shape in the waters of the Gulf. The US appears to be advancing towards a possible military confrontation with Iran. A powerful US naval force, led by the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier the USS Abraham Lincoln, flanked by 3 destroyers, is already in the region. The US has also rushed in fighter jets and heavy bombers. The US has docked its Navy destroyer in the port of Eilat, Israel's only commercial gateway to the Red Sea. This is in addition to the 40,000 American troops which are already stationed in bases across West Asia. So, in a nutshell, Trump has the firepower to launch a full-scale assault of Iran. The US president is considering a range of military scenarios proposed by the Pentagon against Tehran. Reports indicate that Trump has been presented with an expanded list of options for potential strikes on Iran. These include US troop raids, as well as intensified attacks on Iranian nuclear and missile facilities. Among the riskiest scenarios under consideration is the covert deployment of US special forces to destroy or disable Iranian nuclear sites that were not hit during the US strikes in June 2025. Another option involves a series of strikes on facilities directly linked to Iran's leadership. These are aimed at creating internal chaos and paving the way for a change of power.
Same thing with Iran right now, ensuring that they have all the options to make a deal. They should not pursue nuclear capabilities. So we will be prepared to deliver whatever this president expects of the War Department.
Israel, for its part, is seeking to persuade Washington to target sites connected to Iran's missile program. For now, Trump is keeping the military options close to his chest. He remains open to diplomatic solutions and negotiations for a possible nuclear deal with Tehran.
Have you had any conversations with Iran in the last few days, and are you planning on any?
I have had, and I am planning on it, yeah. We have a lot of very big, very powerful ships sailing to Iran right now, and it would be great if we didn't have to use them.
Even as military options grow, diplomacy is moving in parallel. Turkey is leading a diplomatic push, engaging both Washington and Tehran in an effort to cool tensions. Ankara says Tehran's nuclear program talks are vital to stave off any conflict. It urges Washington to resist Israeli pressure and warns any military strike can cause great harm to the fragile region.
We see that Israel is trying to persuade the US to launch a military attack on Iran. Israel's efforts carry the potential to cause great harm to the fragile stability in our region. We hope the US administration will act with common sense and not allow this to happen. Israel must end its destabilizing policies in the region.
Iran, which has simultaneously been increasing its military buildup, has laid a fresh condition. It asserts that the success of diplomacy with the US hinges on ending threatening conduct in the Gulf.
I should also state unequivocally that Iran's defensive and missile capabilities and Iran's missiles will never be the subject of any negotiations. I do not think any country is prepared to compromise with anyone over its own security and defense. The security of the Iranian people is no one else's business.
Trump seems to be speaking in two voices. He speaks of violent action, has moved the might of the American military, and is still urging Iran to come to the table for talks. But Tehran remembers that last June, when Israel attacked, the US was scheduled to hold talks with Iran only 2 days later. The big question, what is Trump planning this time around? Bureau Report, WION, World is One.